2-week-old Australian Labradoodle puppies. This is a fun video update because we're going to discover if these puppies have their eyes open. Hi, I'm Claire from Isle Labradoodles, and today's litter update video, we are going to look at each of the puppies. We're going to go through their weights, and we're going to discover if we've got some pretty eyes to look at. We're going to talk a little bit about why puppies don't have their eyes or ears open when they're born. And we're going to give you a little update on Mama Anise, and we're going to talk about forming the important partnerships that are really going to be integral to your dog's life going forward after you take them home from Isle Doodles. So just look at the gleaming coats here on these puppies. You can also see that Anise, even though she is a mature girl, she has retained that gorgeous dark ebony coloring. And lots of times when we have a black dog, their color will what we call silver. That's the polite canine terminology for going gray, really. The darkness in the black really lightens up quite a bit. And that's due to a variety of factors. Genetics obviously plays a role in it, just like it does with humans, as well as how much the dog is out in the sunshine and what they are eating. So you can see Anise's coat, although it's not sleek like the puppies because it's lifted, it's still got all sorts of glisten to it. I just absolutely love this classic black and white. To me, it is the most beautiful color for a dog. It is my personal #1 choice. And you'll notice that even though that is my favorite, none of my own personal dogs have any black on them. I have a chocolate and white, I have a sable, and I have a cream. So sometimes just because we like something that isn't the dog that fits for us. And it's very important to remember that while it's really nice to learn about colors, patterns, and have a favorite in terms of color and pattern, what really matters is what's inside the dog. It's the dog's personality and how that fits with you. So Mama Anise here has a very strong personality. She has tremendous intuition. She has what we call broad shoulders. And this is what makes her an excellent dog for working as a therapy dog. She does live in a situation where she does have exposure to where she is working with adults who can benefit from a therapy dog. And when Anise goes into these situations, if there is any stress, tension, unhappiness, unresolved issues that the adults she's with are going through, it doesn't bother her. She doesn't internalize it and then express it. Instead, it just rolls off of her back. And now this isn't because she's insensitive in any ways. It's simply because she has a strong enough personality herself. She's confident enough in her own self that it doesn't impact her in a negative way. Indeed, what she likes to do is share all of the optimism and joy she has for life and make those around her even happier. So those are some of the things that we look for in a therapy dog. We definitely look for the broad shoulder type of personality. Anise is doing great. You can see she's not suffering in terms of weight. Anise was a little overweight when she became pregnant. She is still just a little bit overweight, but not to the point where I'm concerned about it at all. It does allow for an incredible milk bar, and you can see that it also allows for a really juicy puppies with incredibly plump little tummies. All these puppies are so well fed. We never hear a word from these puppies. They have absolutely nothing to complain about in life. They are full, they are warm, and they are well cared for by Anise. Anise, this is her third litter. It's her final litter. She will be retiring about 6 weeks after the puppies have been weaned. And then she will go on to enjoy a wonderful life with her guardian family as a very treasured companion dog and continue working in her role as a therapy emotional support dog. Now, the puppies. So they are born with their eyes sealed shut. And normally eyes start to open anywhere between day 12 and day 18. If they're precocious, they are open at day 10. If they have something on their eyelids that perhaps is making it too sticky for them to open, you might have to wait till day 21. So we're going to see a little bit later when we update each of the puppies who has and who hasn't opened their eyes. And fun fact, all Labradoodle puppies are born with blue eyes, and no Labradoodle puppies should grow up to have blue eyes. Blue eyes are a mutation and a fault in the breed, so you should never see a blue-eyed Labradoodle puppy. I have seen some posts on Facebook lately with some breeders going, "Ooh, super special puppy, ice blue eyes." Yeah, it's really pretty, but that usually is a sign that there is something wrong, and that is part of the albinism gene. And the last thing we want is to be having a puppy that has any connection to albinism. So what we want is puppies who are born with very dark blue eyes, and then those eyes, as the dog matures, changes. Now you'll see Anise's eyes look almost black. Indeed, these are very dark brown eyes. They don't ever be black eyes, but they do look almost black. She has incredibly beautiful dark brown eyes. So all of the ebony puppies, including blue collar here who has ebony around his eyes, and burgundy collar who also has the black around her eyes. Those puppies will have eyes that are the same color as Anise, a very gorgeous deep dark brown. And then red collar, because red collar has white around the face. Let's show your face there, baby. Her eyes are going to be a bit lighter. They'll still be brown, but they'll be a slightly lighter shade of brown than the other puppies, who will all have really deep dark brown eyes. So that's what's going to happen over time with their eyes. So blue eyes is not something we want to find in an Australian Labradoodle dog. Now the dogs are also born with their ears sealed shut, and if you look at probably green collar here has got hers flipped over, and because she's sable, or not sable, phantom, it's a little bit easier to see in her ear. Okay, thank you for the kisses, Anisa. So many kisses, thank you. If you look there, you can see that there's no, well, guess what? There is a little bit of an opening in her ear. She is already starting to open her ears. Let's see if black is. Maybe these guys are really going to be early. Yep, his are too. So if we look last week, these would have been completely closed. Now there is about a pinprick size of an opening. So that means that before these puppies are 3 weeks old, their ears are going to be open. So puppies are born without the ability to see or hear because their nervous systems are not able yet to tolerate external stimuli. So nature has devised a way that when the puppies are born, they are not bombarded by so much that they would be overwhelmed. Instead, they're protected. And that way they are calm, relaxed, and then when their bodies are ready, then they start to open their eyes first, and they have some visual stimulation. And now I have to tell you, when their eyes first open, they do not see much at all. It's mostly just a big blurry thing, and they see some blobs. But what they are able to do by the time they've had their eyes open for about a week is they're able to distinguish that my blob is different from Anise's blob. And then they put that together in their mind with our different scents, and that's how they start to recognize each, separate us and differentiate Anise from a person. They will also then go on in the next week to be able to differentiate the different people. They'll start to be able to differentiate one another as well. They never know what they look like. I always think that's such a wonderful thing. I wish that people didn't know what they look like. But it's interesting because even though dogs have no idea what they look like, even if a dog sees their reflection, they don't know that that's themselves. They have no clue. They never know what they look like. But despite that, you'll find that the three solids in this litter are almost always together, and the parties are almost always together. If you go out for a walk and you are in an area where dogs are running free, if there's, say, a German Shepherd dog, an Old English Sheepdog, a Lurcher, and a couple of Doodle type dogs, your Doodle dog will go to the Doodle dogs. And within those Doodle dogs, an ALD will separate themselves from a Golden Doodle, a Cavapoo, or whatever other variation of Doodles there might be today. But ALDs will always be able to know you're an ALD. And then if you go to an even more refinement view of that, if you happen to have a Van Isle Doodle dog in there, your ALD is going to go, hey, you're part of my tribe. I know where you came from. And then if you were here at our annual reunion, again, we go drilling down even further, your dog will be able to recognize their litter mates. They don't do that by sight. They do that all by scent, but they do put it together with sight because they look at the shape of other dogs, how they move. There is a way that dogs are able to recognize you're one of me. So it's really interesting because they do all that without knowing what they look like. And they have no idea what an ALD is, and they have no idea that there's hundreds of different breeds of dogs. It's really quite fascinating. So their vision is going to be pretty limited right now when their eyes open. However, when their ears open, they have good acuity for that. They are able to hear things. They do tend to still tune out minor things, but they'll learn right away the sound of the latch on the external door to the maternity ward and the sound of the latch into their area. They'll even be able to distinguish when it's their door or it's Rowan's door, Rowan's next door. They'll understand when it's one of their group that is making a cry as opposed to one of Rowan's. And they'll be able to pick out a niece's sounds over Rowan sounds with no problem whatsoever. They'll also learn our voices. So you know, I talk to them all the time. I talk to them even as they're being born. That way they never miss a second of bonding to my voice. And we have puppies who I haven't seen for over a decade, and if their families put our YouTube videos on, the dogs will run right to the TV. Many of them lick the TV. In fact, we have one dog that broke the TV. He was so excited he ran into the TV and he cracked the screen. He didn't hurt himself, but he did hurt the TV. So voice recognition is something that's extremely strong in dogs. And that's why the tone you use is so important when you're working with your dog. Now, talking about tone, that is something you're going to learn through training. Now, finding a trainer for your puppy is something that's very important. You want to go and find a trainer who, first of all, understands what an ALD is compared to a Labradoodle, compared to a Golden Doodle, and so on. So you want to ask some questions around that. And then what you want to do is to go to the place where the classes are going to be held. You're going to want to have your puppy in a puppy socialization class. Your purchase contract asks that you have your puppy attending a class within 10 days of taking your puppy home. And then once your puppy is 5-6 months old, then you're going to want to go to a manners class. Sometimes puppies are ready to do this at 4 months, but I recommend you wait a little bit longer. Puppies are sponges, and there's so much that they learn in the first few months that I really highly recommend you give them a break. Let them just be with you and just be a dog, and then do the manners class maybe when they're 5 months old. So you want to go, make sure that the trainer understands the differences in the breeds Ask them what their approach is for an ALD. You're going to want to know that they understand that ALDs are extraordinarily sensitive dogs. They're very intelligent. They have this eye contact that you see here with Anise, and you have to be able to train based on that. You do not train an ALD the same way you would a Rottweiler, for instance. A Rottweiler has a entirely different DNA makeup and personality. It's just a completely different breed, and they respond to different things. And then you're going to want to sit in on one of the puppy classes. Watch and see how is it done. First of all, of course, you're going to want to make sure it's clean, tidy. There's somewhere for your puppy to go to the bathroom that's safe. You're going to want to make sure that it's well run, it's not overcrowded, and you want to make sure that all the puppies and the people in the class look like they're enjoying themselves, because that's really key. If nobody's enjoying themselves, they're not going to learn anything, and there's going to be no benefit. If you live on Vancouver Island, we highly recommend Communicanine, which is located in Brentwood. If you live in Nanaimo, Best Paw Forward is our recommendation. And if you live in Courtney, Campbell River, Canine Kind is excellent. Those are our 3 on the island. But what I suggest to all of our families is you post on the community group and you ask our other families, hey, where did you go? What did you like? What didn't you like? Would you recommend where you went? And then you want to sign up and get all ready to start those classes within 10 days of taking your puppy home. With you, there'll probably be a break over the holidays, so you may do most of your classes, and they'll probably try to fit them all in before the holiday break. And then the other person that you really need to find is a really good groomer. So you'll see Anise is groomed up beautifully. She has an extraordinarily short coat, and we have that on purpose for her having her puppies. You can see right now her mustache is a bit of a mess here. I need to clean that out. She's managed to get a whole bunch of tangles in it. And you'll see that her ears are clipped up super short, steeply angled to blend into her head. That is the correct ALD clip. Now, many people like it if their ALDs have great, long Cocker Spaniel ears. If you like that, that's obviously up to you. It's your dog. That does not make your dog look like an ALD, though. Then that makes your dog look like a Cocker Spaniel. So when you go to find a groomer, ask to see their pictures. Ask for their book. They'll all have a book of clips. And ask them to show you their ALD clips. Again, you want to make sure they understand that there's a difference between an ALD and a golden doodle and so on. The ALDs do have a particular clip that's done for them, and probably that's the one that you're going to want to have for your puppy. Same thing as with the trainer. Check it out, go see what the place is like, make sure it's clean and tidy, that things are well organized, that the dogs that are there are not complaining. A groomer should have a window where you can look in and see what's going on. And you want to make sure, of course, that the dogs are being treated kindly and with care. For groomers, again, post on the community book to get some recommendations for a groomer that's located near you. I love you too. And last, and probably even more importantly, is a vet. Vets are in very, very short supply. It's as hard to get a vet as a family doctor in British Columbia, pretty much everywhere in Canada. So you'll want to be sure that you start looking for your vet right now. You would normally, I would say, you would want to interview the vet, go to the clinic, check it out, make sure the hours work for you, so on and so forth. But right now, what you want to do is find a vet who will take you. That's the first consideration. If your vet doesn't know what an ALD is compared to a golden doodle or a Labradoodle, then you'll have to educate them. And that's always fun. It's great to have a two-way conversation with your vet. I would still suggest you go and attend the vet office. Make sure, again, it's clean, tidy, professionally run, that there isn't dog fights breaking out in the lobby or something. And then I would go ahead and make your appointments now. You have in your original email the date that the puppies will be getting their first shots. That's the date of their wellness exams. 4 weeks after that is when they'll need their second vaccine, and 4 weeks after that for their third vaccine. And also your purchase contract has you go to the vet 3 days after you take your puppy home. So that'll be by the Tuesday, because they're going home on a Saturday. And that is for an independent checkup of your puppy to reassure you that indeed when I tell you, oh, here's your puppy, it's healthy, well, and everything's right, that your own vet is going to confirm that you're not just getting my word or my vet's word, you are having your own independent vet confirm that. So those are the important partnerships that you're going to want to start building on right away now, because it seems like it's a long time till your puppy comes home, but that time is going to fly by, and all three of these people are in high demand, and it's hard to get an appointment with them. My own grooming appointments are booked out at least 6 months in advance, because that's the longest my groomer will let me book ahead for. But I never don't have them booked for at least 6 months in advance. And for my vet appointments, for routine things, as soon as the puppies are born, I'm booking appointments for vaccinations and everything else, because I want to treat them with respect, because that's what I expect them to do for me. So it's only fair, it's a two-way street. And I appreciate how much in demand they are. So now the little puppies this week, well, they've been busy. That's a pretty interesting move there, Ms. Red, or Mr. Red Collar Boy. No, you're a girl, I think. They have been busy growing and getting stronger. Heavens, it's hard to believe that 2 weeks ago they could hardly nurse on their own. If you'll remember, we had to go through quite a few things to be able to get them to be able to nurse. Now, I don't know if Anise is able to get away when they're all nursing at once. They are strong, vibrant puppies. You can see those gleaming coats there. They're shiny, they're fat, and they are just doing wonderfully. You can see all the benefits of a raw diet here in these super healthy puppies. And you can see Anise doesn't have a single hair coming out of her body. She hasn't lost weight. She's in absolutely top condition. And again, that's because of her nutrition. So let's go through each of the puppies and let's do the fun thing. Let's see who's biggest and smallest, and let's see if we can find some eyeballs here. So we'll do the puppies in birth order, just like we always do. And we're going to start with Pink Collar Girl here, who is nursing away. Pink Collar Girl is 915 grams. She has almost cracked that 1 kilogram mark. And look at that shiny ebony coat with her beautiful white highlights and big blue eyes. Yay, look at those eyes. Yes, show everybody your eyes. She has beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous dark eyes. She's turning her head because she can hear a little bit, so she's naturally already establishing eye contact with me. She's moving towards the sound of my voice. I'm going to give my nose a little bite there. And that's the first puppy that we can see eyes. She's not the first one who opened them, but she is the first one in birth order. Aren't they pretty? Oh yeah, now we feel like we know you so much better because we can see your pretty eyes. Next we have Red Collar Girl. Red Collar was the one who was doing the acrobatics there just a minute ago. And Red Collar is this really pretty, very well marked party puppy. And she's going to be annoyed because I'm going to take her off the milk bar. There you go, sweetheart. Sorry about that. And what have we got here? Oh, we've got closed eyes, but I can tell you they are open. She just has them closed because she was nursing. There we go. Now we can see them a little bit. These ones are not all the ways open. There's still a little bit of slits there. She hasn't got them right the way open. There you go. I'll give her a little kiss and then see if we can get her to open them more. There we are. All the ways open now. Sometimes all you need to do is just get them to wake up. So she was in La La Land there while she was nursing. That's a pretty girl. Come on, show everybody your beautiful eyes. Yes, there's Mama. There's Mama. And red collar girl is 709 grams. So she's quite a bit smaller than her sister pink, but you can see she's still, whoopsie, she's still a chunky puppy. What are you doing, Deborah? You're very acrobatic this morning. This is why you're very acrobatic. Yes, there's the eyes. There's the eyes and a very nice pink tongue. Next after that, we have green collar girl. Green collar is, oh, Anise, can I put her down, please? Anise is so dedicated, sometimes I can't get a hand in there. Anise is our gorgeous ebony phantom girl. So she has the same pattern as Mama Anise, except for her points are copper rather than silver. And look, we have more eyes. Yes, we do. Look at those pretty eyes. Oh, yes, you show everybody your beautiful eyes. Miss Green is 731 grams. And she's got that cute little smidge of white on her toes there. And then she also has white on her chest, if you can see it there. Yeah, very pretty eyes, and they are all the ways open. She's got great big round eyes, don't you? Yes, you do. Mwah. Yes. And then next we have burgundy collar. And I can tell you that burgundy collar is the smallest puppy in the litter. And so she's probably going to be quite annoyed that I am taking her away from her meal. Oh, we don't want to take your neck off there, girly Q. I was going to try and get her repositioned so that I'm not pulling her upside down there. Oh my goodness, she's got quite the grip on. This is what I say, that I don't know if Anise can get out if they're all hanging on. There we go, baby girl. Sorry to disturb you. You can see that her party marks are coming in more on her back, and look at those eyes. There we go, world. Here I am. Look at how pretty I am. Aren't I a beautiful girl? I love her markings. So these little smooshies on her back are very reminiscent of Papa Samurai's coloring. When Samurai was a puppy, you couldn't see all of his smooshes that much either. And if you look at his profile picture on the website, you'll see his smooshes are very clear. So this little lady's smooshes are going to come in as she gets older. They'll be more and more obvious. So at 674 grams, she's the baby of the litter. Yes, she is. She's the baby of the litter. I'm just going to put her back so she can continue nursing, because she was just having such a great time there and just really involved. Nope, honey, you got to get in the right spot there. You're missing. Here, right here. There we go, there we go. Well, we got her back situated right where she was. Let's move your friend out of the way there. Then we have blue collar. Blue collar is the first boy in the litter. And blue collar boy is over here. And he's kind of sleepy. Yeah, oh, that's black, sorry. Are you black? Just a minute, gotta get my blue collar. Sometimes I tell you these puppies just all, there we go. Oh, there. No, you're black. You're not blue. I know you're black because you're the biggest. Uh-oh, where's blue? I'm missing a puppy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where is number 6? Can you see blue, Reynolds?
Behind.
Behind what?
Her.
Behind, oh, way back here. That's where he is. No wonder I can't see him. There we go. Yeah, come on. Having a little nap, were we? Oh goodness, oh, let's open those eyes. There we go. There's the eyes coming out. There's Mr. Blue. And Mr. Blue collar is now 716 grams. Just doing great, and obviously he was enjoying a good sleep there. He's got a beautiful right down the middle, lots of markings on this pretty party boy. And then last but not least, we have black collar, who I was getting there before. And black collar, in case you haven't figured it out, is the biggest. I tell you, look at how big this puppy is. He is a chunker. He is got his eyes open. He is 934 grams. He is going to be a kilogram before we know it. He is a bruiser of a boy. Now remember, just because this is our biggest puppy and Burgundy is our smallest, by the time they go home or by the time they're a year old, it could be entirely reversed. So it doesn't mean anything what they are at right now. So don't get all excited about that one way or the other. So that's our litter update for this week. We hope you enjoyed it. We have lots of really healthy puppies here. We invite you to take a moment and comment on our video. That really helps us out. We'd love to talk to you and answer any questions you may have, or just chat back and forth about ALDs, my favorite topic. And we hope we'll see you again next week, and we will see who has their ears open. We may even have moved them next week. They'll probably still be here, but it will depend on how mobile they become. Thanks so much for watching.